On the 5th of May, and before and after as well, the leader of the Republican Party, Senator McConnell, at least the leader in the Senate, has been slaving away doing his usual political dirty work, this time trying to destroy, to stop, to block the forgiveness of student loans. We are a more indebted economy than we have ever been. The American people are laboring under burdens of debt we've never seen before in American history. Mortgage debt, automobile car payment debt, credit card debt, and student debt. The four debt horsemen of the apocalypse in this country. And one of the great anxieties of the rich, and led by the banks, is that this mountain of debt will be renounced by the debtors. Because in the history of the world, that has happened many times. And the fear here is palpable. And the problem is that students who have often been the advance guard, the vanguard of social change, demanding the changes that then the rest of the citizens catch on to. The students are demanding forgiveness, at least of their debt. And that opens the box of the possibility of an anti-debt movement that has the capitalists of this country shaking in their high-priced boots. And Mr. McConnell is there to do the job. And he begins as follows. He calls debt forgiveness, and I did not make this up, friends, socialism. Now, besides indicating that he doesn't know much about socialism, and what would we expect from a Republican senator, socialists have advocated all kinds of things, but forgiveness of debt, which is in there somewhere, has never been the major thrust of a socialist platform. But of course, Senator McConnell doesn't know or care. He uses that as a swear word to kind of knock it out. But you might be interested that I did a little research, and my research took me to the Old Testament in the Bible, particularly to Leviticus 25, for those of you who know about these things, where the Bible says that God is pleased if every 7 years, guess what? We forgive debts. It's a way of restoring the community, preventing it from splitting between the debtor and the creditor. But Mr. McConnell, who I'm sure is a good Christian, didn't know much about it or didn't care. What else did he do? Well, he said, we really don't need to help the students. It isn't fair. What does he mean? He knows that they're going to do everything in their power to not forgive the people with mortgage debt, the people with credit card debt, the people with automobile payment debt. You know, we have these debts because we don't have enough wages and salaries to buy things outright, which we would have preferred to do. Debt is the last resort of people who don't want to give up on the things that are important in life, even though they're not paid properly. Guess by whom? By the capitalists who employ them. And so Mr. McConnell wants to turn those who will not be forgiven against those who might be if they mobilize. Of course, the alternative is to say to everybody, the students are simply the first ones. Line up with them. Line up behind them. Get for yourself as a debtor what the students are fighting to get for themselves. That, Mr. McConnell, what doesn't want. And then his last little dirty shot. He refers to the debtors as Ivy Leaguers. Here the idea is, in case you hadn't heard it, that we shouldn't give student forgiveness because, get this now, some of the students don't need to have their debts forgiven because they come from wealthy parents. They go to the elite schools. They're rich people. I love that. And I want to remind Mr. McConnell that in December of 2017, a few years ago, when Mr. Trump and the Republicans gave the corporations and the richest Americans one of the biggest tax cut gifts they ever got, nobody, including Mr. McConnell, said, gee, we shouldn't give a tax cut to companies that don't need it. Many of the companies who got the biggest tax cut have been making wild profits for 5 or 10 or 15 years before the tax cut. They clearly didn't need it, but nobody brought up the question of need, and everybody got the tax cut. But when it comes to helping students, no, 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 no. Now we are going to discuss need. Mr. McConnell is a faker, doing the service of the people he should be challenging.